We can do this. We have to do it for ourselves and for our future, for humankind. Thank you for your tolerance, for listening to me. I appreciate it very much. God bless you all.
He was asked about inflation, and he downplayed, went from 8.2 to 8.3. He suggested that too much was being made of that. Senate Minority Leader McConnell responded in kind the next day and said that the president might want to talk to Americans who are trying to survive under his policies before he sits down next TV interview, suggesting the president is out of touch with that cost by trying to downplay that number. Does the president understand how difficult inflation is for so many Americans? Why would he say what he did the other night?
So the president, anytime he talks about the economy, he mentions how he understands how hard it is for American people who are sitting around, American families who are sitting around their kitchen table and trying to figure out how they're going to pay their bills every month. That is why we have done the work that we have on gas prices.
Are more people leaving California for Texas or leaving Texas for California?
Well, we lost about 182,000 folks in the last census.
But how do you explain that against the backdrop of those very remarkable statistics you just cited?
Many factors, and there's been two deep analysis that drives the number one factor. The vast majority, almost the entire amount, impacted because of the visa policies in the Trump administration. I mean, our formula for success is getting first-round draft choice around the rest of the world. I mean, we're as dumb as we want to be. This whole damn border debate is made up. It's made up. Where's Congress? Where the hell are they? They haven't done their job.
And Republicans have tried over and over again to bring legislation to the floor to secure our southern border, and Democrats want nothing of it. They want an open border. Kamala Harris, who President Biden put in charge of the border, still refuses to go down to the border and then acts like she's in denial, goes on TV and says the border's secure. And then, of course, we saw a busload of illegal migrants coming to the Naval Observatory right outside of her house as she's saying the border's secure, and they're all being interviewed saying they came to America illegally because they know the border's wide open under the Biden administration. They created this problem. They don't want to fix it. We will. We're going to continue to push on this House floor to address these problems.
With all due respect, would you say that it's fair to say that those efforts are failing since 2 million people have crossed the border, a record number? 900,000 of them have gotten away. The numbers do matter, Ned, right?
Of course, numbers matter, but it also matters that this is a challenge that has built up over the course of decades now.
But it's gotten considerably worse during
solve it.
Your administration, the administration you work for, considerably worse, not better. Root causes have not been addressed.
And of course, we have never been under any illusions, nor should anyone, that we can fully address the root causes overnight or over the course of a week or a month. But this is something that we are working on. We're working on it as diligently as we can. We brought together the countries of the hemisphere in June in Los Angeles to work on this very challenge. There was a declaration that resulted from that. That is the first time that countries of the Western Hemisphere have come together in this way to agree on managing this migration challenge for our hemisphere. We know that
but then
if
you
we are
must be
going to address
disappointed in the numbers, Ned. I understand if you're all working on it, and obviously that's your job, and everyone wants you to do that. But it must be disappointing when you see 2 million people cross the border when you're trying to address these root causes. Something maybe has to give.
Another problem America's facing, maybe the biggest problem that families are facing, is inflation out of control. The cost of everything that families try to buy is higher because of Joe Biden's policies, because of the trillions in spending, because of the radical regulations, and he continues to deny this is a problem. We saw him on 60 Minutes just the other night, acting as if 8.5% is really just 0.2%, because it was 8.3 and it went to 8.5, and he acted like it was just a blip, just a minor little change. And he had to be corrected by the 60 Minutes host and reminded that it's a 40-plus year high of inflation. It's not a minor blip. It's a major problem for families that Joe Biden's created, and he acts like it doesn't even exist. Maybe in his little bubble that he hangs around, the far leftists that talk about nothing but spending and doubling the size of the IRS. To them, that's economic stimulus. But to families, it's one more crippling blow after another that's making it harder for them to buy the things that they need for their lives. Good luck trying to become a first-time home buyer, because under Joe Biden's wild, massive spending spree with Nancy Pelosi, we've seen mortgage rates more than double, over 100% higher cost to get a mortgage if you want to be a first-time home buyer. So now they've even put the American dream, the ability to buy your first house, out of reach for many more Americans because of all their radical policies. So again, we're going to be rolling out our commitment to America this Friday because we're going to show the country what a Republican majority would do to actually address and confront the problems families are facing that have been created by all of this radical far-left socialism, by Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and all of those other Democrats here in Washington who are voting right down the line, one after another, for these radical policies. There is a better way. We have an answer. We're going to provide solutions.